courts, bordering on pre-election matters. So even before the election itself, there was already come something like a tug of war amongst the members themselves. So how can a party that is in disarray enforce disciplinary measures over both their members? So that recommendation is quite germane. So political parties moving forward must find a way of ensuring there is internal party discipline before and after the elections.
All right, Orlando, you still have a few more recommendations there?
Yeah, we're going to be looking at the law part of this observation by EU. Now, there's another recommendation, like we said, 30 prioritize 7. The mission called for the establishment of requirements in law for full result of transparency with data made easily accessible to the public. Of course, this particular recommendation or observation has its branches, because if we spread it, we'll be looking at the server.
The so-called
INEC server. And now they've made that recommendation, and I remember vividly that in the electoral act that was supposed to be signed before the 2019 election, it states that all results should be transmitted electronically. Now, from the law aspect of it, what do you have to say about this recommendation and the elections coming ahead?
Moving forward.
Yes, well, I think it's the call for electronic voting is long overdue. I think Nigeria is ripe enough to embrace a full-scale and full-fledged electronic voting system. And what we're talking about here is not just a path. The whole process must be digitalized, must now be electronically, designed in such a way that you can vote and monitor your vote real time online. So this idea of everybody having to go to a particular polling unit, a particular ward, to come and contest
officer and the manual collation officer. So even before you see the person who is transmitting these results, you would have already made contact with the results themselves. And even Professor Mahmoud Yakubu said so. However, on the 6th of February, he's on record as also saying that they had a conversation with the NCC, and they discovered that there were some blind spots in certain areas, and as such, they weren't sure if they were going to still continue with electronic transmission of the results. But they still went ahead with dual collation process, because if you watched on national TV, there was one person called the Scoop, and then there was one person called the Rec, who were presenting the results at the federal level. So, but the EU have said something. We don't know about the INEC server, but they are suggesting that going forward, we should have an electronic module of transmission of results. Now, will I say, did we make a mistake, in not adopting that in the law, in the proposed bill that was amended, the electoral amendment?
Yes, I quickly, I will tell you that the reason